Good morning. We are in Acts 14, verses 5 through 10. When an attempt was made by both Gentiles and Jews with their rulers to mistreat them and stone them, they learned of it and fled to Lystra and Derbe, cities of Lycaonia, and to the surrounding country. And there they continued to preach the gospel. When forced to, Paul and Barnabas left Iconium for Lystra, some 20 miles away, and then to Derbe, which is another 20 miles, and just to preserve themselves and to get away from the difficulty in Iconium. They didn't want to become martyrs. Acts 14:4 is the first time Paul and Barnabas are called apostles in the book of Acts. The only other title used for them in Acts is in 14:14. Paul has often used the title apostle for himself in his letters. William Ramsay demonstrated that Lystra and Derbe were indeed together in the Roman province of Lycaonia, and only between 37 AD to 72 AD we know the exact period of the events, and the kind of accuracy that Ramsay saw led him to have a faith in Christ. He tried to disprove it. Paul and Barnabas did miraculous works, one of which is recorded in verses 8 through 10. And yet they did not travel as miracle workers. Their focus was preaching the gospel. The apostles did not go into these cities to do miracles. They went there to preach, and with the preaching came healings. Now, if we look at verses 8 through 10, we have this healing. Now at Lystra there was a man sitting who could not use his feet. He was crippled from birth and never walked. He listened to Paul speaking, and Paul looked intently at him, and seeing that he had faith to be made well, he said in a loud voice, "Stand up, right, and on your feet." And he sprang up and began walking. Crippled man heard Paul preach about Jesus. When he heard about Jesus, his face, in some manner, showed that he had faith in Jesus, and Jesus could touch his life. He had faith to be healed. This certain man, without strength in his feet, made an important transition from hearing about the work of Jesus to believing that it was for him. Not everybody who hears makes that type of transition. Paul, observing him intently and seeing that he had faith to be healed, there was something about this man Paul kind of discerned. He looked at the man at that moment, and this lame man had enough faith, it was made plain, that he could obey Paul's command to stand up. So again, where's your faith at? Will you stand up?